Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. We're looking at the fastest Sonic villains again. Yep, part 2 of that list. So let's just cut to the chase. This time around, rather than focusing on specific characters, we're gonna focus on specific boss battles. Since, let's be honest, our part 1 video pretty much exhausted all of the noteworthy fast villains in the series. So you might see some repeat offenders on this list, but from different boss battles in the Sonic game, in which they prove themselves to be a speedy challenge for the blue blur. With that in mind, let's jump into the list. At number 10, Egg Salamander. The final boss of Sonic Rush, the Egg Salamander is a foe you take on with Blaze. It's essentially a giant robotic lizard that moves around from the foreground to the background and fires different attacks at you. Its hovering may not be overly hasty, but in terms of attacks, it's quick. And depending on your proficiency with Sonic games, it's pretty hard to dodge. Aside from having a pretty diverse arsenal, there's also some asteroids that you have to dodge in the process, making for an overall exciting boss battle that culminates in a super powerful tackle from both Blaze and Sonic combined, that you don't actually execute. It's kind of a cutscene. And at number 9, Perfect Chaos. While Perfect Chaos is also the final boss battle in Sonic Adventure, we're taking a look at the fast-paced battle between you and it that takes place in Generations, which is arguably one of the better developed, more fun Sonic 3D games out there. While Perfect Chaos itself may be pretty static, it's the beast's attacks that make it speedy. It's hard to dodge its projectiles, and in order to fight it, you must speed around a destroyed cityscape to gain momentum. And at number 8, Puyo Puyo EGGMAN Battle from Sonic Mania. While this may be an unconventional choice for a fast Sonic villain, the second boss battle in the Chemical Plant Zone Act 2 is a major throwback to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And just like Puyo Puyo, the gameplay can get pretty speedy, sometimes unexpectedly so. Up next, number 7, the flying boss from the Studiopolis Zone in Sonic Mania. One of the reasons why fans love Sonic Mania is that the game's mechanics allow for fast-paced adrenaline-fueled gameplay, just like the original Genesis games. They're kinda known for it. Meaning many of the bosses featured in the game are exactly that. Fast as f***. This Act 1 boss is no exception. While having to run along a track, Sonic and Tails must avoid all of the deadly projectiles that this flying robotic beast tosses their way. There's a lot going on, and you've got to do your best to keep up, especially when you've got to hit its own missiles in order to get them to rebound and knock out the flying boss in order to cause damage. Up next, number 6, Egg Dragoon. Speaking of flying bosses, let's move on to another one from Sonic Generations, the Egg Dragoon. During your boss battle with this mechanical dragon, created by Eggman of course, this boss, described as the representation of the absolute pinnacle of mad science, manages to keep up with the blue blur, staying ahead of you at all times and tossing back icy projectiles. It's also a worthy competitor, busting out moves like trapping Sonic with its arms that transform into walls that close in on you. While all this goes on, you have to keep up with Robotnik's creation while speeding over open pits of lava, which is no easy feat. Things slow down a little bit during the second half of the boss battle, but it's still enjoyable. And at number 5, Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic Generations. Silver is a bit of an exception on this list. While the character is traditionally a good guy, there's been a few instances in which he and Sonic have gone head to head. Like this case, a rival battle, aka a friendly boss battle. While the first time you fight Silver, as an antagonist may I add, is in Sonic 06, this Generations battle is significantly better. First off, you don't have to listen to Silver say, "It's no use," 1001 times. Secondly, this battle is incredibly fast paced, with Silver using his psychokinetic abilities to toss objects at you, like cars, and you have to be quite quick in order to dodge them. All in all, it's a good-hearted rival match against another speedy character in the Sonic universe, and it definitely makes for a whole lot of fun. Up next, number 4, Egg Wizard. This baddie from Sonic Rush Adventure is a menacing one. First off, it's called the Egg Wizard, and it looks like this, so there's that. But more importantly, this battle takes place along a river of magma in the Deep Core Zone, the true final stage of the game. The action is fast-paced as you take on this wizard with Blaze, and it gets intense, as one would imagine. Also worth noting, it has a great soundtrack, just saying. And at number 3, Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic Generations. While some of you may be a little shocked to see Shadow on this list, it's done in good faith, and during Sonic Generations there's an epic rival battle with him that is among some of the faster and utterly hypnotizing speedy duels that Sonic engages in the entirety of the Sega franchise. Up next, number 2, Eggman and Egg Robo from Sonic Mania. For this number, we're referring to the final hidden battle with Eggman in Sonic Mania in the Titanic Monarch Zone. If you manage to collect all of the Chaos Emeralds by completing the special stages in the game, this final battle will be unlocked after you take on Robotnik's octopus-esque form, right at the very end of the game. In your supersonic form, you fly around taking on not only Robotnik, but another one of his robot creations, a secret Egg Robo, with the two using the Phantom Ruby to supercharge themselves. You whip around facing both of them, and must move quickly quickly in order to avoid getting hit by one of their very potent attacks, which includes projectiles of all sorts, robotic punches, and balls of energy that can cause quite the sting. And finally, in our number 1 spot, the Metal Sonic race from Sonic Mania. While Eggman definitely gives Sonic a run for his money, it's undeniable that Metal Sonic has consistently been Sonic's fastest antagonist over the years. With an obsession to be better than the Hedgehog that he's modeled after, Metal Sonic will go to no end to try to defeat our courageous hero. This battle featuring Metal Sonic is one of the more notable ones over the years, taking into account the speedy gameplay mechanics of Sonic Mania, combined with the character's organic pace that leaves players' hearts racing by the end of the confrontation, with the race against him only getting progressively faster as you build momentum. Oh, and there's also a giant wall with spikes speeding behind you that will definitely annihilate you if you can't keep up, so there's that. Alright, there we have it, friends. Which of these was your favorite boss to face off against? Is there a boss in one of the Sonic games that we didn't mention that you think was insanely fast? Let us know in those comments below. If you dug this video, please do us a big favor by hitting that like button. And if you're new, hey, why not subscribe? We've got a ton of other gaming vids for you to check out in our playlist flashing on your screen right now. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I've been Kelly Pally and this has been Top 10 Gaming. Catch you all in the next one.